Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Natalie McKnight. I'm the Dean of the College of General Studies. I'm very happy to be here today on Zoom with Nancy Katz, who is an alum of CGS and BU. And she is somebody who has offered workshops at BU before and is here to talk to us a little bit today about how she has used strengths in her work as a life coach. So, Nancy, thank you so much for joining us. And we're so excited to be able to share your expertise in this particular area with the students. And students, by the way, if you haven't done your strength training yet, you all have access to it. Check your class page for the link, check our emails for the link, and take it soon if you haven't already. You will find it so useful. So Nancy, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you navigated CGS to your current career as a life coach.
Sure. Well, hi, everybody. As Natalie said, I am a career coach and I specialize in working with young adults, which is basically recent college grads to 30 somethings. And I guess I'll start with CGS, like you said. CGS, I am a fan of CGS. CGS for me, I often describe it as it was sort of the hinge on the door for me, as well as my son. My son is also a CGS and BU alum, for really tapping into my best self and my fullest potential. I think CGS is such a special place because of its smaller class size, accessibility to your professors and faculty. There's no hiding out at CGS, and that's a good thing. So um, just so much easier to get involved, make a big campus feel smaller and more approachable. And for me, I just thrived in that environment. And I think that I went to a whole nother level of operating from that experience and really kind of got a glimpse for my first time of seeing what my 100% looked like. Um, and coming out of CGS, I mean, I was a really strong student coming out of CGS and sort of it created a whole new baseline. And as far as it moving into career, I don't think I really understood this for a little while after, but that piece of understanding the gap between where I was operating and my full potential sort of unleashed my interest in personal growth and personal empowerment, understanding the power of mentoring, that would become fundamental to everything I do. And I got out of college and went to New York, and my first step was I became a headhunter. I was a recruiter. I helped work for a company that help companies find their staff. So I did that for my first 11 years out of college. I helped companies find their staff and learned all about what companies are looking for, uh, prepping people on how to interview, how to speak themselves, how to interview more succinctly and effectively. So yeah, I think that all started back at CGS.
Great, thank you. So you've helped us roll out strengths with our advising and connecting with students during their gap semester. Talk to us a little bit about how you use strengths in your current work as a life coach.
Yeah, strengths is very, very fundamental. That anybody that comes to me, most people come to me at it's all career work. So whether they are in their late 20s and they just want to make a change, recent college grads that are looking to launch, um, people that just want to become more effective at what they do. They're trying to, get a raise, get a promotion. I start everybody with strengths. And I do that because what the strengths assessment does is it helps you understand how you naturally um, thrive, how you naturally operate, and it breaks your talents into four categories: how you execute, how you influence, how you build relationships, and how you think strategically. and there's 34 talents, and it will stack them 1 to 34 for you, so you can understand how you most naturally shine, contribute, and really like how you add value. So, that's my baseline. Everybody needs to know that, because no matter where you are, recent college grads usually often feel overwhelmed and unclear about how they should proceed when they get out of school, and kind of lacking clarity about how they're strong and how they add value. The Clifton Strengths provides that for you right away. And so, this gives you self-awareness about what you do best and how you uniquely contribute. It helps you, I take people through understanding how that's been operating in their life thus far, kind of get it tagged up. And then, for the work that I do, it helps, once you understand that, it informs you on the kind of roles that suit you. And so, it's not so much about getting the right job on the right path. That's not where I go with people. It's understanding about what's the right kind of fit for you, the right type of work that you ought to be doing based on what you most naturally do. And then, of course, the reports that it generates gives you a lot of specificity in language about what you do best. So I do a lot of work with people, helping them speak themselves and articulate themselves more effectively when you're networking to somebody else, when somebody says, "Tell me about you," certainly on an interview. You get nice and comfortable and tight with that. So that's how I use that with my clients.
That sounds great, Nancy. I actually could use a little bit of that consulting myself, I think. I need to go back to my strengths list too. I'm sitting here thinking, boy, it's been a while since I've done my test, and I need to circle
We can
back
revisit it.
and revisit it and get the language down again. But yeah, you've got me inspired to do that again.
Mm.
So great. And from what you've said, you can definitely see crossovers between the young people that you're working with and how this could help incoming freshmen at CGS or sophomores at CGS. But do you want to say a few words about that in particular? So how might an incoming student use strengths to start navigating things like, deciding which clubs and activities to join, or majors or minors, or anything else that they may be engaged in their first 2 years?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So one of the reasons that I've been so excited to, bring this work to CGS is, like I said, my clients, I get them once they're out of school. And I've always think to myself, oh my God, it would be so great if these kids could get this strengths assessment before once they get to campus, because again, when your strengths will tell you your natural operating system and how you think, behave, feel, and sort of execute that. No question, it's going to inform. It's sort of like your wheelhouse. So when you get this information about yourself, and then of course your staff at CGS is trained in how to use this, you can work with your advisors to, gain more understanding around the different majors and what might be a better fits for you versus ones where somebody's told you this is a smart thing to major in, your parents are really strong on something, feels like, what's going on in the world, certain industries are more prevalent. But the truth is you really want to, as far as a major, I would say, move towards something where you're not white knuckling it all the time, something that's in your wheelhouse, because it's a long 4 years to be doing something that you're really not in alignment with. So the strengths can give you an indication, not so much about exactly what your major is, but what you will be doing. It'll inform you about the way you will be working, the way your brain needs to be working in certain, for different majors, they have different emphases. So certainly you can work with your advisors with that. I would say the biggest thing, which is my number one sort of piece of advice for college students of what to do on campus, um, is to use your Clifton strengths to get involved with something extracurricular. This is my big piece, I think, more importantly than major. My big piece is you are not your major, and I can always work with somebody. It doesn't matter what their major is, as long as you can find a way to speak, how it's enhanced you and what you've learned from it. But really, what you most want to do is get involved on campus, either in a club or an organization, with something that I say, describe it as what you value. And what I mean by value is what you think is fun, cool, meaningful, or interesting to you. That's the most important piece. And then take on a role, get involved. In your first year, what your role is, it doesn't matter, but you want to get involved in that club or organization in a way that aligns with your strengths. Because what will happen is you will see it's going to be a fast 4 years, and fast forward to when you graduate, if you stick with that organization, and you'll do it because you like it, because you're into it and it's fun and interesting to you, what will happen by your senior year is you'll probably be running that organization or be very high up in the organization, whether it's a fraternity or a sorority or a club. You will have real hands-on work experience around how you've contributed. This is content for your resume, and it will really mirror you. If you invest in your strengths in a meaningful way, in some kind of a role, you will really turn your talents into strengths, and you'll have very credible content to talk about on your resume. You'll have hands-on examples in which to give your interviewer an example of what you did. And I call these your transferable skills. You'll be very surprised where you stand in an interview, and it's very empowering. So get involved extracurricularly, take on a role, and lean into your Clifton strengths. You'll be heads above people that don't have this information when they graduate. It's very empowering and provides a lot of clarity.
Excellent advice, Nancy. Thank you so much. I just want to underscore that the getting involved in a club or activity, not just a good idea, but it turns out to be the #1 best predictor for success in college. So definitely want to underscore that, and also underscore taking some time to learn how to talk about yourself in an intelligent, meaningful way in an interview. You're going to have a lot of interviews for internships and jobs and graduate school, etc. And I interview students all the time for various things, and sometimes they aren't often the best representative of who they are. They'll say something like, "Oh, I did an internship last year, but it wasn't much." I'm like, all right,
All
that's not
right,
how you want to
that's not the
start.
thing to say.
You
Yeah,
had,
right.
right, you used the phrase transferable skills, Nancy. In pretty much any internship, you've probably had something that could be leading to transferable skills, and that's where you want to start. So I think pretty much all students need that guidance in how to take their experiences and their strengths and turn it into a narrative about themselves that can help them in all of their situations, whether it's an interview or just a conversation. So keep that in mind. I want to keep this brief for our viewers, but Nancy, you're awesome as always. Thank you so much. Wonderful
Great.
alum, wonderful friend of the college.
Take your Clifton Strengths Assessment. It's 20 minutes,
Do it.
just about you, so it's easy. I think it's going to be one of the best decisions you make on campus.
And I'm going to go back to mine and revisit it. Nancy, thank you so much. Always a delight to talk to you.